I wrote down this, oh my gosh, right? Mm-hmm. So on Disney, you couldn't say, oh my God, no. Right? So, oh my gosh was in lieu of that.
Yes. Just like kiss-ups.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there were certain things that they just had to change the phrasing a little bit. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't allowed to do the peace symbol.
No, because in England it means fuck you.
Well, like that. Means,
yeah. So we could never, which was funny because in 2008, 2010, that was this, you did this and you did that.
Duck face with the thing. Yeah, of course.
In every picture. So that was something that we always had to be reminded to not do because we did that all the time. Also to kind of circling back to when the genie first pops up in the classroom.
Itty bitty genie weenie genie. Sorry.
No, but when the genie first pops up with Alex in the classroom.
In the classroom.
She has the snaking the drain bit.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was so funny.
And it looked like a real snake.
It was a real snake.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah, it was a real snake.
But I was like, because sometimes when you hold a fake snake, you have to like move it yourself. Like, whoa.
Like the
you remember for sure that was a real snake?
It was a real snake. Yeah, because it's like the American Sniper thing where Bradley Cooper has to have the fake baby that he's making look like a real baby. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right?
The fake baby, yeah.
It was the worst. It was
I know exactly, and it takes you out of it.
It does take you out of it.
But then also, you don't want to maybe use. I've seen movies where you're like, oh shit, that baby just came out. It's like real, and you can see.
It's like a super new baby.
And they also do make really good fake baby like dolls that kind of move around.
That one, American Sniper, was not so good. No, but
But a good movie.
Very good movie. But yeah, I'm like 90% sure that was a real snake. Because it moved very well, and Candace was talented, but I don't know if she was talented at her snake
when I saw
acting.
that, it was there. I mean, good jokes. They had good jokes.
We have the bit in the which comes in later, where Harper brings in this bust.
Right, that you have made of the new kid.
Of the new kid.
And Maria comes in and goes, oh, that looks like Uncle Ernesto. Mm-hmm. And what was the reason of you having that?
I'm trying to. Because there was a lot of things Harper did that we just never. Yeah, just never talked
There's
about
why. There's a lot of supplying the story with maybe not 100.
But I mean, that's Disney's sitcoms for
which
you.
is fine.
You know what I mean?
And I would love to, because it looked like David, but I wonder, because a lot of times, when, I don't know if you've done this, but when I did Grey's Anatomy and they had to do some stuff, you put straws in your nose. And then they put like all this stuff around you. They put all these things, and then it gets hard, and they go, "Are you okay in there?" And you're like, "What? Are you okay in there?" You're breathing through your nose, and then you go, "Yeah, I'm okay." But then once it hardens, they crack it and pop it off, and then they pour inside of the mold like some kind of. They can make a prosthetic out of that.
Can I tell you? I
don't think they did that with this bust thing, though.
I feel like they did actually with David. I've had that done a couple times for a few different projects because I love working with prosthetics, and I've worked with them a few times. One of them I actually have my bust from.
Oh, you kept it?
I kept it. And then another time, I always fall asleep.
Oh, when you're in the thing.
Yeah, like I've talked to so many actors, they get really claustrophobic because your whole face and head is covered.
I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, I know. I had to think of something else.
But that's the normal reaction. I don't know I think it's the fact that it's warm and it's dark and all the sounds are muffled, so it's kind of like being in utero in a weird way. But every time I have it done, I fall asleep. And everyone's like, "Hey, Jen, you okay in there?" And I'm just like I pass out every time I do it. It's so weird. But yeah, I find
reaction.
I don't know what that is. But yeah, I find it really calming, which it's not. It's a very understandable.
No, I have to prepare myself for that. Yeah. Like, because when I did Dad's Bugging Out, when I turned into a cockroach, I had to sit in the chair for 2.5 hours to do all that makeup and prosthetic stuff.
That's different because that's different because
you're not in the thing,
no,
right?
Because I've done with prosthetics. The other half of it is when you're actually having it applied. I've been in the chair I had Jim Carrey's makeup artist on one thing do like full body prosthetics. And then I had the one who did Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique do it for the other project that I did with full body prosthetics. And I don't love people touching. That's where I have to kind of mentally prepare myself because I don't love people touching me for 8 hours. That part I don't love. But that's where I like mentally prepare myself. But the prosthetics building where you do like the molds and casts and stuff, that's where I get really calm, weirdly.
It's a lot.
But the one for him, I'll never forget them making me put on lipstick and kiss it. You can't really see it in the episode, but there's like lipstick marks on it where I've made out with it.
It looks like he's got some blush on,
Yeah,
but when
no,
you said
it's my lipstick.
Yeah, but I couldn't quite see
It
that.
doesn't read really.
Yeah.
But I remember them having
But
me
they
put
had
on
you
like,
kiss it?
They had me put on like bright pink
Dirty.
lipstick and then kiss this bus like all over.
Disney.
Well, it wasn't Disney doing it. It was production.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it was Disney.
Yeah. And so just looking at that thing, I just remember kissing that, and it's so creepy. Like, it's such a creepy bust, and his eyes look weird.
And then this is where Justin doesn't have a place to stay. Is his room? My wife said to me, well, what happened to his room? Like, what's his room? And I was like, well, it could be a man cave. Could have been a sewing thing, or you know what I mean? But he gets to sleep over at Alex's house, the Russo's house, and you say, you don't respect the code of dibs, which is so funny because it's a really interesting thing. Like, if you're out with a girlfriend at a bar and you're like, oh, that's a cute guy, dibs. You know what I mean? Like, are you allowed? Did you call dibs?
No, I never did that. Because also too, I'm terrible. I'm awful at flirting. I have a lot of, I had a lot of crushes, but I'm a horrible flirt. I don't know how to handle it. My way of flirting is giving someone, I show affection by giving people shit. That's why I give you so much shit. And if I like somebody,
you love me.
Because I love you.
Yeah.
But if I'm attracted to someone, that happens tenfold. So I just become basically a douchebag, and I'm like, yeah, like, and I just
Why do you think that is?
It's a defense mechanism probably.
Okay.
But I had this girlfriend that we used to be like, girl, you can't do that. Where she'd walk in a bar and be like, dibs, 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 dibs. Like, she'd literally pick like the 10 cute dudes in the place and pick every single one of them and be like, and then a week later would be like, I called dibs on him. And we're like, girl, you shoot your shot. He says no, dibs go away.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, dibs don't go past the fact of him going, I don't like you.
Yeah.
And they don't still happen.
It's like I want to say something, but I'm bros before hoes thing, or girls before butt heads, or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean?
Girls
but
before
what would you say?
What would
But what would that be? Like, girl code or something?
Well, but okay, I mean, it's basic decency of like of having your girls back before some guy, or vice versa. I've heard dicks before chicks as well. You know that one. But the thing is too. But it's also as well as like, it's kind of an understood thing. I feel like, where it's like, you can call dibs on a guy. You shoot your shot. He's not into it. Okay, move on. That's life.
I agree.
But this girl she literally would, even if the guy like showed that he wasn't interested and then was interested in someone else in the friend group, she still would like be like, but I called dibs on him.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, you can't do that. He already was like, he already passed.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. Well,
So now
she's an acquaintance more now.
We're at the Russo. Oh, by the way, I look adorable in pajamas.
You do. Okay, but this.
I have a full. Everybody had really great pajamas.
They did, but you know how Shannon said we always had to be in different colors. Like, wardrobe always had to put us in different colors. Right. This one, all y'all were in kind of this green tone. You guys were all in a sort of a similar palette, which I was surprised by. Look back at it, because I felt like you guys were all kind of in a similar palette.
I just love that we were all dressed so adorably. But then you have to be very careful when you say your wish and how you wish. And then Selena says
she wishes the genie would come back.
Oh, she does that.
Which ends up being her second wish. So boom, that's gone. So now we're on the third and final wish.
Which is, I'm not exactly sure how
I wish everyone would see Justin clearly for who he is. Boom, invisible. Yeah. So now he's invisible and no one can see him. And
Do you remember how that happened? Him in the outfit? Was he in a green screen outfit? Was that all done after the fact?
I vaguely remember him being in one of those green screen suits.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember that.
Little fucking creepy, because Maria, his mom, is standing next to him and he's naked because he's taken off his clothes.
Yeah, he took off his clothes to be invisible.
But he has a pillow
over his
junk or whatever it is.
David Henry.
And Maria's like, ooh, I feel a little uncomfortable being this close to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with her good pillow.
Yeah.
It was odd. It was odd.
It was right on the line of like, is this okay, not okay?
Yeah, and I was actually very surprised that Disney didn't say anything about that. Of all the things that they had issues with, like the meat concert and throwing meat, like I don't know why that one always comes to my mind. I think it was because it was so ridiculous that they had a problem with it. But the fact that they never said anything about that.
And he's not wearing underwear.
He's not wearing underwear.
When he takes off his pants, there's no underwear there.
Oh, that's true. Oh, God.
They didn't, being invisible,
I know. It would have been such an interesting thing to use way more than just that one couch gag.
Right. And I go to sit down, and I did love how Selena was like, no, don't sit there. And then when she the way she just like was sitting but checking for him being there, I thought it was really interesting. It was really well done. Hey, thank you so much for watching this clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. And for the full episode, go to the Wizards Pod YouTube channel. The link is in the description.
And for exclusive weekly bonus content, join our Patreon now. There's a link in the description for that too. Thanks for watching.
Bye now.